What's going on, guys? Eric.
Tony!
Here we are today with a 2012 Malibu. It's got the 2.4 EcoTech engine in it. Changing the upstream.
Alright guys, some tools you're going to need. A pair of pliers. These are needle nose, but it suffices for what we needed. Screwdriver, number 10mm shallow or deep socket. Extensions, and these are for the heat bolts. This is to remove the screw on the clamp for the cover. This is to remove the pinch clamp on the cover, the breather cover. Pivot socket so you can get to the bolts on the heat shield. I'm lucky enough and fortunate to have a impact, cordless impact, so we just use that. If not, you can just use a ratchet. 22mm wrench, and the part itself, which is the O2 sensor. So, this is your motor, of course. First step to get to the O2 sensor, what we're going to do to gain a little bit more access is remove this cover. So you want to loosen up this clamp right here, take off the oil cap, and it should pop right up. I don't know if you can see back there, but we'll probably get a clearer view. The O2 sensor is right there. So we're going to go ahead and remove this and get a little bit more room to get at it. Alright, this is what it should look like with the cover removed. You do have a valve cover breather hose that's attached to that cover that you'd want to remove. Got a little pinch clamp right there, so remove that hose. And what you want to do is you want to reach behind where the cover is at and lift towards the front end of the car. I'll pop it up, then you'll be able to get the cover right off. Let's see if I can get in on there. That is the O2 sensor right there, right up in the exhaust manifold. So you got that right there. What we're gonna do is, to get a little bit more room, is remove the heat shield. So you got, as I can see physically, one bolt right here, another bolt right up there, and one bolt over in the corner. So we're gonna pop this exhaust shield out real quick. You do probably want to let your car cool down. It is pretty hot. Eric just drove over to my place, and that is that. So we're gonna go ahead and let it cool down for a little bit, and we'll get this cover moved off and show you a little clearer view of the O2 sensor. Alright, this is what it looks like with the heat shield off. You got a clear view of the O2 sensor, which is that puppy right there, and you got a connector that runs all the way over there down to the side of the transmission. So you're gonna have to unplug that and then unbolt that O2 sensor. We'll go ahead and do that. The car is still hot. I'm impatient, so I might get burned in the process. We'll see how this goes. What I got going on right here is I got a wrench on it. It's a 22mm for this particular application. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and break this loose, and O2 sensor should unscrew right out. Then we'll get it unplugged and stick the new one in. Alright, this is the connector to the O2 sensor. GM makes these stupid little safety clips. Of course, they put it in the most inconvenient spot. The heat makes it super malleable, so probably when you pull it out, you probably end up breaking it like me. So this is right here, like this. I got a rag covered over the exhaust manifold because, like I said, it is hot. So you go ahead and lift on this clip like so, just like that, and pull out. Boom, it is disconnected. Alright, now that you've got the old one, you want to make sure and compare that part that you're pulling out is the same part that you're going to replace it with. Everything looks good. This one has a lot of carbon buildup. Throwing a check engine light, so we'll go ahead and replace it with a new one. So provided, or in the kit with the O2 sensor, there is this Antiseize Grease. Looks like it's a copper anti-seize. You want to go ahead and put that on a thread, so if it does fail or whatever like that from a few years from now, it's easier to remove. It prohibits it from seizing together. So that's what Eric did. Let's see if I can zoom out. There we go. Yep. So make sure you coat the threads real well. Make sure you do not get any on the sensor itself right here. Just on the threads, guys. Alright, so this is the new O2 sensor installed. Got the wires tucked back to its original location. Now all we got to do is just put everything back on, which we removed, which was the heat shield and the 3 bolts and the cover for the valve cover, which is that right there. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we're all finished up. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a good one.
See ya.
Bye-bye.